Okay, Charlie. So if you get me what I want, I'll make sure you get lots of dog treats. Yes, yes. And lots of belly scratches. I like your clothes, Nick. The style matches mine.
You think so?
I can see it. Wouldn't you say so, Ryan? Ryan tries to hide his sinister grin. But I know something's coming.
I'd say they belong together. They definitely make a pair. The two styles, that is. What did you think I meant?
Ryan.
Okay, okay. We should focus on the mission. Penelope. Do you have the details?
Yes. So now the project is getting funding to determine what influences people's spending habits.
Who's paying for this mission? Are they a big company?
I don't know. The project leads can't tell us.
Why not?
It could be that they don't want it getting out that they are using our project to gather the data.
I don't know about that. This project is top secret. So it's not like we'd tell anyone.
I'm sure high-ranking political officials know about the project. I don't mean to be cynical. But I'm sure the business funding us is just trying to avoid government regulation.
Normally I would say that you're in conspiracy territory. But unformatted matter has a lot of potential. And that would scare a lot of people.
Speaking of potential. Nick. Your backpack is empty. Right.
Yes. But I'm still not sure why you wanted me to bring it.
Hopefully because you'll need to carry a few things for me.
I don't get it.
Sweet. Naive Nick. I'll explain everything later.
I think I get it. The mission is about spending habits. Penelope needs you to carry things.
Don't mess this up for me, Ryan.
I didn't. Nick has no idea what's going on. And I can keep a secret.
I still don't get it. I'm so confused.
Oh, Nick. You're so adorable. Don't ever change.
The look on Nick's face is so funny. But I'm just as confused as he is. Suddenly there is a crackle over the loudspeaker.
Sorry for all the secrecy surrounding this mission. The only one that knew any details was Penelope. And all she was told was the broad overview. For this mission, you'll be placed in a mall where you'll observe the spending habits of others. What we want you to do is to determine why people are making the purchases that they are.
If only I had a lot of money for this trip. Isn't that right, Charlie? Don't you wish I had a lot of money? Ryan.
Oh. Sure, sure. Hundreds of large bills in your purse.
I see what you're doing. Now I know what the backpack is for. I hope you find something nice, Penelope.
Everyone focus. Entering unformatted matter in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Nick. I honestly thought you would try and talk me out of doing this. Because it was like stealing. Or something.
Not at all. That would require you taking someone's property from them. And you're not doing that. At least. I don't think you're doing that. What are you doing?
Actually, this plan completely relies on Charlie.
Now I know things will get crazy.
Penelope just opened her purse. And she got the biggest smile.
I have stacks of $100 bills. With Charlie's face on them. I'm going to see if one of the stores accepts this as money.
I probably wouldn't have thought of doing this. Are you really okay with this, Nick?
Sure. It's not stealing.
Good news. The cashier says they'll take the money. Thank you so much, Charlie. I'll make sure you get a lot of dog treats for this.
This mall is huge. Finding our way around will take all day.
That's a price I'm willing to pay.
If Nick and I share in that cost, shouldn't we share in the profit?
Within reason.
How about 60-40?
I can tell by the look on Nick's face that he's on a mission. It's no surprise that he takes charge of situations so often.
If we could find someone who knows their way around the mall, we can get what we want faster. That way we get the things that we want. And have time to enjoy them.
Nick looks around.
Maybe we should look for a security guard or something.
We all start to look around.
My name is Hamilton. And I'm one of the mall greeters. You look like you're trying to find something. Can I help?
Okay, Penelope. Where do you want to go first?
This place is so big. I don't know where to start.
If I could point everyone to the mall's directory. These maps are in front of all the stores. The only thing different about each map is the "You are here" arrow. As you can see, the mall has multiple floors.
Well, Hamilton. Where would we go if we wanted to see how people like to spend their money?
Hamilton is really thinking about that question. You're getting right down to business. Penelope leans in to talk with us privately.
I don't want the lab to think I'm taking advantage of things.
Even though you totally are.
Don't ruin this for me, Ryan.
I have it. We can go to Walmart. It has everything. That's their slogan. If you want to see lots of people spend lots of money, you should go there.
This is perfect. Before we get down to business, let me go into the store alone and buy a dress. I know exactly what I'm looking for, so it shouldn't take long.
Why don't you want us going with you?
If you must know. I want it to be a surprise for Nick. And it's only right that it's a surprise to the rest of you. Don't worry, Ryan. I'll save money for you.
Then I wholeheartedly approve. So, Nick, if it's an evening dress, you should take her out to dinner. Just the two of you.
Ryan pauses to savor Nick's embarrassment. Ryan then looks into the crowd.
In malls this big I always see people I know. But I never expected to see him.
Oh. Hello Ryan and Nick. I didn't expect to see you two here.
We could say the same thing.
So what brings you here?
Penelope is getting a dress. She says that she knows what she's after. So it shouldn't take long. What are you here for?
I'm actually here with the neighbor you met before. We've been taking your advice and going out to public places regularly. We had to split up, but I told her that I would meet her here after I got what I wanted.
So what did you get?
Peanut butter.
Why didn't you go to Walmart?
I went to Peanut Butter Emporium because they have the brand I want.
What peanut butter do you normally get?
The Super Crunch brand. It has a green label. I didn't see it there though.
Does the store still carry that brand?
Yes, but they changed the label color to yellow and I don't know how I feel about that.
Do you think the flavor or texture changed?
I don't know. Why would that matter? It's all made from peanuts.
So you don't care about flavor or texture. But you care about the color of the label. The label doesn't affect the product. You're supposed to be buying peanut butter because you want peanut butter. That is. Unless you need the label or jar for something.
There is a long pause.
Do you use the label or jar for something?
I've never seen someone think so hard about a question like this.
No.
I guess as long as it's in your budget you're fine. The important thing is that you have enough money to buy what you need. And a little left over to do the things you want to.
Actually, I would like to go fishing, but I can't afford all the gear that goes with it.
Well, I can afford the peanut butter. So I get it instead.
Ryan's eyes widen and his smile is getting bigger. I wonder what he's so excited for.
You're in luck. I'm sure Ryan would share some tips on money with you. Making and saving money is his hobby.
Nick's not wrong about that. The key to buying something is knowing how much available money you have to spend after your current expenses. So first you have to know how much total money you're getting and the total amount you're spending.
Well, right now we know I don't have enough.
Right. So let's divide what you're spending into two groups. What you want and what you need. Needs would be food, shelter, clothes, and transportation. You could consider needs to be anything required to function in society, including staying alive. Wants are anything else.
Peanut butter is a food, so I have to buy it. I guess I'm stuck.
I love puns. All joking aside, in your case, peanut butter is a good example of a want. You can eat other things, and since you don't care about the flavor or texture, it sounds like you can cut it out of your expenses completely.
Their slogan is, "Peanut butter you can't live without." That's very persuasive.
Advertisers are paid to find ways to make you want their product. It's up to you to decide if you actually need or want what they're selling.
How am I supposed to know if I'm buying something because someone tells me I want it? Versus actually wanting it.
First, you need to know what you want. That's totally a personal growth thing. And Nick explains stuff like that best. Nick, could you chime in with a little of that get to know yourself stuff?
Happy to. Needs are pretty easy to spot. You can't live without them. Wants can sometimes make you feel like you can't live without them. Most of our wants give us a sense of comfort, calm, security, or safety. The problem comes when the feelings that a thing provides is different from its intended function. For example, you should eat dessert because you like the flavor, not because it makes you feel calm.
I've done that before.
That's understandable, but you'll eventually need to resolve why you weren't calm in the first place. If you don't, you'll just end up eating more dessert.
That is definitely true.
If you know why you're doing something, you'll be better able to spot problems. In order to know why you do things, you need to get to know yourself.
I can see that.
Well, Ryan, I think you can take it from here.
So peanut butter is a food, which makes it a need. But I'm able to eat alternatives, so that makes it a want. Also, I don't have to eat it at all if I don't want to.
That's most of it.
Even if I don't buy the peanut butter. The fishing gear is much more expensive.
You have a few options. One option is to save the money over time. Another option is to find more wants that you're willing to compromise on. For example, there might be cheaper alternatives you're willing to buy.
Giving up things you want. To get things you want doesn't make sense. Aren't you giving up the thing you're getting? A want for a want. Why don't you just keep what you have?
First, saving for the fishing stuff is only temporary. Second, when you're done you'll have all the old things you wanted plus one new thing.
I never thought of it that way.
Learning to manage money also helps with personal development.
I was waiting for this. Just waiting. If you don't mind, I'm just going to stand aside and let Nick get this out of his system.
Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted?
If it weren't for Nick's sarcastic tone, I would think he was actually mad. It's interesting how Ryan and Nick are so comfortable teasing each other.
Oh, right. Learning to manage money will help you in unexpected ways. In addition to helping you value what you buy, it teaches you that sometimes you have to sacrifice for what you want. Most people have to trade their time and effort for money. In the form of working a job. When you look at it like that, your money represents your time. So by valuing your money, you are also valuing your time and effort. That's an important part of self-love.
That's a very interesting idea. I'm going to have to think about that one.
After a moment of silence, Ryan smiles.
Do you feel better after getting that off your chest?
I do. And you were so patient. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those two guys are so funny. Then Penelope comes out of the store.
You won't believe who I ran into at Walmart.
We might have a guess.
Penelope said that she was with you too. Nick, you're going to adore the dress she got.
Penelope quickly goes behind Nick and puts what she bought in his backpack. Before he can even see the shopping bag.
We must have looked at every dress in the store before we walked out.
It's always easy for me to find what I want. I just get what's most popular. That way I always know I'm getting the right thing.
Your dress is nice. But I had something specific in mind.
I don't really have an opinion on my dress, but everyone can't be wrong.
Things don't become right or wrong based on the number of people who believe them. This is definitely true when it comes to fashion. So if you don't want the dress, you shouldn't feel you have to buy it.
I'm going to push against that just a little bit and say that sometimes you have to go with the crowd. For example, dressing professionally in the workplace.
Ryan, that's different.
How exactly?
Well, you have to. But it's because it helps you. So you really want to. Or you should. Nick. Ryan is picking on me. Help.
Nick smiles and takes a deep breath.
You may not wear professional clothes by choice. But you are choosing the message your clothes tell others. By dressing professionally, you're trying to tell others that you're a professional.
Thank you, Nick. I can always count on you to get my point across.
I'm glad you liked it.
I really did.
So it's good to care what other people think when you buy things.
To bring this conversation back to the topic of money. You only have a limited amount, so you will have to put your needs ahead of your wants. Buying something just because it's popular is certainly a want. So even when you're buying professional clothes, choose wisely.
Also, worrying about what everyone thinks of your appearance will never make you happy.
Okay. But something must be good if so many people want it.
And then sometimes, people like you want it just because other people want it. That's fine, I guess. People follow the crowd because they think it means that they aren't responsible for their actions. They think it's right because they're just doing what everyone else is doing. When you're talking about clothes, that's harmless. But your new dress is like your life. You're the one who has to live with it. So make sure you're happy with your choice.
That definitely makes me feel better about not going with the crowd from now on.
I'll certainly take Ryan's advice when it comes to shoes. A comfortable pair of shoes makes all the difference. Others may like how they look, but I have to wear them.
I always feel more comfortable after I buy something because the stress of making a choice goes away. Sometimes I buy things just for that reason.
If you keep doing that, you'll be left with things you don't want. And no money. Think about it this way. Life is about exchanging your property for other people's property. Your time and effort is given to your employer for a paycheck. You exchange your money for goods and services, which represent other people's property. By understanding your value and limits, you're able to determine the amount of energy you're willing to extend in order to get what you want.
Wow. I'm really going to have to think on that one. I feel a little silly because I came to the mall without a clear idea of what I wanted. But you guys know exactly what you want.
Well, Penelope came for the dress, so she got what she came for.
I guess if you know what you want, you'll always find it. Here.
Don't be so hard on yourself. I really want a new car. And I won't be getting it here.
Is that something you really wish for?
Yes. Yes, it is.
You're in luck. The store. Auto parts and more. has a big sale on their cars right now. My brother is a salesman there. It's just downstairs. You can tell him I sent you.
The store, auto parts and more. Sells cars.
Sure. Why else would the word more be in the name?
Yes, Nick. Why else?
Thank you, Hamilton.
Well, we have to get going.
It was nice running into you. You gave me a lot to think about.
That goes double for me. I hope to see you around.
We all say our goodbyes and following the mall directory. We get to auto parts and more in no time.
This is so exciting. I have to get a hold of myself. Who knows? I may only get one chance to do this. Can you help me decide on the right car, Nick?
Sure. What kind are you interested in?
I'm not sure. I didn't plan on this. I didn't think about getting a car until just now.
That's fair. Do you want something that has a lot of passenger room?
Try making the choice a little easier. Penelope. Would you rather have a soccer mom van? Or a sports car?
A sports car would be fun. But one day I hope to have.
Miss Penelope.
Now Bobby is here.
Never mind mean. Old, Mr. Ryan. I'm very glad to see you.
Hello, Mr. Nick, and Mr. Ryan. And you too, Mr. Charlie. I wouldn't forget about you. I like coming here and looking at the fast cars. They're like my toys but bigger. I'm going to save all my allowance and buy a race car. Then I will drive it all the time, and everywhere. All I need to do is save the amount that's on the sticker of the window.
Isn't he just the sweetest thing?
You're going to need to keep saving your allowance after you buy the car. That's right. You'll need to buy insurance every month and gas every week. Not to mention the fees you need to pay just to drive off the lot.
Ryan, stop that. Don't worry, Bobby. I know you'll be able to handle all the responsibilities of having a car.
Because I'm a big boy.
Yes. Because you're a big boy.
And don't worry, Bobby. I can explain those hidden costs and operating costs that Mr. Ryan told you about. If you want.
I thought the cost of the car was on the sticker in the window. Is the cost really more?
Don't worry, Bobby. It's all right. Hidden costs are things related to the item you're buying, like fees. They aren't counted with the cost of the thing you're buying. For example, when you buy your shiny, new race car, you will be charged a documentation fee. So they can make you a paper that says you own a race car. The good news is that you only pay once for those things.
Wow. I get an award that says I bought a race car. Fees sound great.
Oh. Isn't he so adorable?
Nick, you're not representing the situation right. Bobby shouldn't be happy. No one should be happy they have to pay a fee.
I'm happy because I get something for my money. Shouldn't I be happy?
Bobby, why do you think they didn't add that cost to the sticker price from the beginning?
I don't know.
It's because they wanted the cost to look less, so that you would think you were getting a deal.
Bobby looks at Nick with the biggest puppy dog eyes.
Everything will be all right. You can do research before buying something, in order to see if there are any hidden costs you need to pay.
What about all that other stuff Mr. Ryan talked about?
Those were called operating costs. Hidden costs are only paid once, but operating costs are paid repeatedly. In most cases, those costs increase the more you use the item.
How much will it cost me if I drive my race car only 1,000,000 miles?
Half as much as driving it 2 million miles.
I don't think Mr. Ryan is very funny.
That's because he's not. No worries, Bobby. You don't have to drive your car everywhere you go. Only drive it if you really, really want to. That way you save gas and money.
But what if I really need to drive it everywhere?
One way is to save a little of your pay from what you make, and put it into a special pile that will only be spent for that one thing. So you can have a pile of money for gas, maintenance and other stuff.
That sounds hard. What if I get a job doing something important? That way I make a lot of money. Then I can buy everything I want. Besides, then I'll be an important person.
You're an important person no matter what your job is, Bobby.
Thank you, Miss Penelope. I guess so.
I know so.
You know, Bobby. Jobs don't pay based on how important they are. This is because no one can agree about what job is important. Job pay depends on how easy the position can be filled. But people with unimportant jobs are still important people.
I don't understand. Don't people become important when they get an important job? That's why everyone wants an important job. isn't it?
There are many reasons people want certain jobs. But there is only one reason that jobs pay a certain amount. If no one wants to, or can't, do the job, then the boss has to pay someone a lot to make them do it. If everyone wants to do the job and they can, then the boss does not have to pay as much. Because someone will be willing to do it.
Why would people not want to do the job?
It could be that no one likes it. But sometimes it's because it takes a skill that's hard to learn.
Like being a race car driver.
Ryan pauses and smirks.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Ryan can be sweet in his own way.
If multiple people want to do a job but the boss only needs one, then the boss will probably get the cheapest worker. Everyone else will need to find other work.
Doesn't that mean that some people are unimportant? Nick said everyone is important.
Well, Bobby. There are two ideas that fight each other. Scarcity and utility. Scarcity says that because there is only one of you that you are unique. Utility says that you can do the same things everyone else can do.
So we are all unique and not unique at the same time.
You're definitely unique, Bobby. It's just that.
All this adult stuff is hard to understand. I'm just a kid.
Penelope. Help. Please.
Just like every race car driver is unique. With their own unique race car. They all race around the same track. All the race cars can go very fast. And you only get a few winners every race.
Oh. I see.
Do you?
Yes. The more races I play in, the more chances I have to be in first place.
Actually,
Ryan was just going to say you were absolutely right.
she's right. More importantly, you shouldn't get a job because other people think it's important. You should get it because you want it. You're the one that has to do it every day.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. I can't wait to be a race car driver.
Hello there, Bobby. We have new race car toys for you to play with in the office. Do you want to take a look at them?
Yes, I would.
Bobby turns to us.
I'm going to go play now. But it was very nice meeting you again.
We all say our goodbyes to Bobby.
I couldn't help but notice your conversation about race cars. Can I help you find one you might like?
You look a lot like your brother. And you sound just like him. Are you twins?
Oh, no. We're actually a few years apart. Yes. We're two totally different people.
The look of suspicion on Ryan's face has me wondering why he's so concerned.
Your brother helped us pick the best store to shop at.
Yes. Walmart is definitely one of the best.
How did you know that your brother recommended Walmart?
I wonder why Ryan cares about this. We're in unformatted matter after all. This wouldn't be the strangest thing we've seen.
That's not important. The important thing is that I help you drive off in one of our cars.
Ryan. Don't interrupt the man while he's working. I'm not interested in a race car. But I would like something a little sporty. Maybe something with 4 doors. Anything that could fit a growing family.
Isn't that sweet, Nick? She's thinking of you.
Ryan really likes teasing Nick and Penelope. I think it's funny too.
And it has to have room for this cute dog.
We have several car models that fit your description.
We're kind of on a schedule. Would you happen to have a list with car features and costs that we could look at?
I'm not sure we have that. Let me think. Oh yes. I remember now. Let me go get it.
I'm sure Charlie did some shenanigans just now.
You're a good boy, Charlie. Yes, you are.
I don't know that you should be encouraging Charlie to be changing unformatted matter while we're in it.
Don't jinx this for me. Ryan.
I'm bringing up a valid concern.
You're in luck. Management just started doing this.
Penelope opens her wallet. And then her face is filled with an expression of utter defeat.
I don't have enough.
What if you returned the dress?
It's the perfect dress. I'm not returning it. I'd rather live without the car.
Actually, that's just as well. The mall has a no returns policy.
Console me, Nick.
There. It'll be okay. Look at all the nice things you have already.
You're right. But a new car would have been great.
Are you sure you don't want to lease the car? It gets excellent per pound mileage.
Per pound.
Yes. This isn't a hybrid vehicle. It's the latest alternative vehicle. It runs on pudding.
That is glorious. Absolutely glorious.
Oh right. The lab said that things made of unformatted matter only look like a thing. It isn't actually the thing.
Thank you. But no.
Well, if you're ever in the market for a car, please stop by.
I'm sure we'll see you again.
Well, I'm ready to go.
I'm sorry you didn't get everything you wanted.
As a sign of my regret, you can have my share of the money back.
That's not funny, Ryan. Can't you see I'm grief-stricken?
We may have an opportunity to do this again. You never know. In the meantime, let's get ready to head home in 3, 2, 1.
We sure did see a lot of people from previous missions.
Suddenly we hear a crackle over the loudspeaker.
Maybe you influenced the unformatted matter in a way we don't understand.
I must admit. When Ryan asked what kind of car I wanted to buy, I thought of Bobby.
So you see, Penelope caused the anomalous behavior.
But Bobby knew Charlie's name. And he shouldn't have known that. Also, when we started to see people from other missions, I thought of the little old lady. But I didn't see her.
The most likely explanation is that your desire to see those people cause the unformatted matter to create them. But those people only looked like the people you met. They weren't actually those same people. The unformatted matter is somewhat unpredictable. I'll admit that.
I think there's more to it. I can't put my finger on it. But there's something fundamental we're not understanding.
You seem to always go back to that little old lady. Ryan. Why the interest in her?
I wasn't sure at first. But I think it's because we're so similar.
Oh. I have to hear this.
Every time she wanted to swat me with her cane, it was because she thought I was not holding up my part of a deal. She only cared that I treated others fairly. Because she wanted to be treated fairly. Herself. I can relate to that.
Or maybe she was just a nice little old lady.
Okay. Maybe I'm projecting. But that was my impression.
Well, I think that's fair. I agree that we have a lot to learn about unformatted matter. It's been a long day. And we should get some rest.